Yeah, it's been a terrific last 4 days here, Clive, hasn't it? And we could scarcely have a better semi-final lineup. Stuart Bingham gets us going.
Bingham has slightly less record of success than Selby. He's won one ranking and 2 Players Tour Championship events, PTC events being minor ranking. Selby has won 3 ranking, 3 Masters and 5 PTCs, which is more than anybody else. And to win one of those, you've got to have a lot of stamina, because you play 7 best of 7s in 2 days. These two have been playing each other for 14 years, head to head, 8-7 in Selby's favour, but that's of no significance whatever this afternoon. Well, that was the first chance.
Yeah, let's see if can Stuart Bingham just get through to that. I think he can. The black's on as well, so if he wishes he can play for it.
One.
Stun run through for black.
Good pot, wasn't it? It's just come a little awkward. This black, he's going to have to get the butt of the cue in the air here, I think, if he's going to keep the break going. There you see it. This is a test of cueing early on. Oh, terrific shot.
Eight. Nine.
Would have just liked another couple of inches run out in the cue ball there, but should still be okay. Just a little soft screw shot.
$16. 17. 22.
There was one red out before he opened the bunch. That's the red highest in your picture, so he thought if he was on nothing else, he would probably have a shot at that, but as it is, he's trying to clip this one to the corner.
$23.
That was a good shot, that tricky little red. Just a dead weight blue, and he'll be back in prime position here.
$28. 29.
To reach this semi-final, Bingham beat Ricky Walden 4-0 and Judd Trump
36.
6-2 on Wednesday.
He's made his intentions clear here, Stuart Bingham. Top side of the blue. He's going to go into this pack here, so if this works out, he's earned himself a chance to win the frame at this visit.
Again, going into the top of the bunch like that, he was going to be
42.
on the red that was already loose if he wasn't on anything else.
He was a touch unfortunate to just stick in the pack there, but still has the red to left middle. It's a tough one. Obviously the cueing's really difficult, but if it goes in, you would think it'd be on pink or green. This could be the key to the frame. It's a toughie though. Oh, right in the heart of the pocket.
43.
That was excellent.
$46. Thank you. 47.
Bingham's first chance in this frame, a red to right middle, went begging, but certainly looks as if he's going to make the best of this opportunity.
$54. $55.
You see 60 ahead. Going back up for blue. Of course that means he's going to need another red in addition, so he has to get top side of it.
61.
He comes to just the wrong side of straight, it appears.
Blue puts him 66 in front, but with 67 still on.
$66.
Being the wrong side of the blue meant that he had more to do than he would have liked with the frame winning shot.
Yeah, he'd have to go some, Stuart Bingham, here to make a century,
74.
but either way, it's the ideal start. Couldn't have wished for a better first frame. Potted a good initial red. Took a few loose ones. Split the pack. As I say, done it in one visit.
Stuart Bingham, 74, the first frame.
So with that break of 74, Stuart Bingham leads Mark Selby by a frame to nil.
Welcome back to the Champion of Champions tournament. It's semi-final time and the opening match sees Mark Selby and Stuart Bingham playing out the best of 11 frames. Bingham took the first with a break of 74. The second proved a scrappier affair with both men recording breaks in the mid-30s before Selby took the opportunity to level the match. This is now the third, Bingham at the table.
One.
Yeah, there was no applause there, but he cued that beautifully, Stuart Bingham. Could easily have lost the cue ball, but such is his ball striking. Controlled it to perfection.
8. Nine. Sixteen.
It was a clever little cannon there, Stuart Bingham. He was trying to get on this red, the one next to the pink, but it's just a bit thin to hold for pink or black, so but no problem, as long as he gets this red, which he has done.
17.
Should have a nice angle to get back down for the other loose one. He obviously playing the brown here, 55 in front, so he's going to need 2 more reds. High value colours.
$21. 22. 29.
Wow.
Stuart Bingham. 29.
Even along the cushion. Should have potted that at such short range.
Yeah, didn't see that one coming, did we, Clive? That was unforced error from Stuart. If he'd able to put the cue ball anywhere with his hand in that red, that's where he would have put it. So as I say, bad unforced error.
Yes, when it was only red, black, red to secure the frame.
It looks like he spotted a plant here, Mark Selby. It must be pretty close, and he's trying to move the other red off the cushion at the same time. Beg your pardon, played a deep screw.
There's a cut to left middle anyway, which Bingham might prefer, whether or not cut is actually on to right middle. That red slightly past the first jaw. Ooh. Well, 2 frame clinching chances. have eluded Bingham.
One.
Yeah, as you said, Clive, up to this point, there's not really been any tension in the air that we can feel, but the last couple of shots from Stuart, not so much the first one, but last attempt at the thin cut to left middle, was pressure on. Just the first signs of it, wasn't it?
Well, the pressure arose because he'd missed such a good frame-clinching chance the shot before
5.
and wanted to make up for it.
Yeah, it was self-inflicted almost, wasn't it? The pressure that he put himself on. It's gone now. Players do make mistakes. Easy out there. What can Mark Selby do? Get himself back in this frame.
Well, it would certainly be a feat to clear up in one.
Six.
Two reds unpromisingly placed on cushions.
Yeah, it's unlucky, isn't it? Mark Selby would have been thinking there, any sort of
13.
half-ball cannon in these reds, and I'm bound to be on one of them, but covering for another. He's on nothing. But at least he's back in the frame. He's got those two reds in the open. There'll be no attempt at the pot, of course, with this red down the cushion. Just be hoping to push it into open play. Cue ball somewhere up behind green and blue.
Thanks. Mark Selby, 13.
Bingham still 50 in front. Well, considering he'd missed two easier chances, that was an excellent long pot.
Stuart Bingham.
Wow.
1.
Three frame clinching chances have escaped Bingham. Only needed the black then. Didn't even need an extra red.
1.
That was clever
7.
from Mark Selby potting red pink there. Take another red pink, obviously. I know he now needs snookers, but
8.
he played on there and tried to get a couple of blacks. Of course, he couldn't off the first red, so just taking his medicine here. But the colours are well situated for snookers.
$14. Mark Selby 14.
Has to be precise here, Stuart Bingham. There's not a lot of that red sticking out.
Foul.
Wow.
Mark Selby 5.
Bingham could pay the price now for having missed the black the last time he had the chance to put the frame beyond doubt.
Foul.
Yes, I suppose the only positive for Stuart, there's no free ball. And there's no miss, of course, because Mark needed snookers. Oh, that's an excellent shot from Mark Selby. Controlled the cue ball beautifully there. Put Stuart in more trouble, so the difference only 32. So anything better than red-blue off the last red, and Mark Selby can still win the frame. Playing this with plenty of pace, hoping to get distance between red and cue ball.
Foul. Mark Selby 4.
Now, having missed that red, is it going to finish in a potable position? We can't say that it has. Needed to give that a bit more oomph.
Yeah, Stuart Bingham will just be relieved that Mark Selby didn't knock that long red in a few seconds ago. He's still largely got the upper hand here. He's got Mark in a bit of trouble here. Still 28 in front. This is difficult to get safe, this red.
From Bingham's point of view, this frame should never have come to as tight a finish as this. Even when he put Selby at one snooker required, he missed a chance to put the frame beyond doubt, and there were two frame clinching chances before that.
Now, how's his cue ball? If this goes in, it's a chance for Mark Selby. Oh, how did that stay out?
As I often say, big difference. Cue ball drops, and Selby has a very feasible red from the D. Now, if Bingham can still win this frame, he'll forget about all the mistakes he's made. But if he loses it, he's about to dwell on them a bit at least.
Now, will the red slow up? It just about has, I think, for Stuart. Fortunately for him, there's no damage done, but been a The trouble here, Mark's just going to try and release that black off the cushion if he can with the red this time. Just like to nudge that black a few inches off the cushion if he can. Oh, this is good. This is a little gem.
Good hit, and he struggles the red safe.
Yeah, Clive, for all the break building ability Mark Selby has, he's such a good scrapper, isn't he, in this kind of position. Of course, he needed a snooker just 5 or 10 minutes ago. So good at getting himself back into this type of frame.
Well, he loves the battle. Now, that escape from Bingham wasn't played just anyhow. It's not by chance that he's taken the red to the middle of the black cushion.
If Mark plays this properly, he's trying to just chip the red in somewhere behind the pink here. The cue ball obviously up behind the brown. Doesn't want to catch this full ball. In fact, he's found the gap.
Another frame clinching chance then for Bingham.
Yeah, it is, Clive, albeit a tough one. The in off in the middle pocket's not going to be far away either.
I'm sure Bingham is very relieved. It would have been quite a blow
6.
if he'd lost this frame, having had so many chances to clinch it.
8. $11. 15. 20. 26.
Bingham made harder
Frame.
work of it than he should have done, but nevertheless he wins the third frame and leads by 2 frames to 1.
Thank you. Frame 4. Mark Selby to break.
Mark Selby resumes, 2-1 down.
Interesting that I think every break-off so far has left the exact same shot, Clive, isn't it? Let's get this just off straight red. That they have to inject a lot of pace in it to force the way round back top side of the blue. He's got the same shot again here, Stuart. Knocked it in a couple of frames ago. How's he got on with this one?
One.
Flew in like a bullet.
Three.
Goes without saying it's a big frame, this, Clive, isn't it? 3-1 or 2-all at the interval. I know Mark Selby's famous for comebacks, and there's a long, long way to go, of course, if Stuart Bingham were to be 3-1 up. But having won his first 2 matches, an aggregate of 10-2, he's in top form, Stuart Bingham. Like I say, it's a big frame. Stuart Bingham, his first chance.
Very fluent when he gets into the groove. I'll always remember his 6-0 victories in the same night in the Premier League last season. Beat not only Mark Selby but Neil Robertson, 6-0, back to back.
$11.
And went on to win that tournament.
$16.
Yeah, he just got into the cue ball a bit too much there, caught them half ball rather than full ball. Using this tester to left middle. Oh, that's a terrific shot. Good
17.
recovery. What sort of angle does he have on the yellow here? Not sure if he's a bit too straight for as far as playing some sort of cannon into the pack of reds. Appear to be any loose reds to play on. Now, does he have the red to right middle? I think he may do.
19.
Just having a look at it now.
$20. Finished
Dead straight on the blue, so
25.
Had to leave this cut from distance.
$26.
Problem there was, such as there was, wasn't the pot, but again, gauging the pace. I think he would have preferred to be on the blue. He knew that, though, that if he was too hard for the blue, he'd be on a baulk colour.
Yeah, just similar to a few shots ago. He may elect to play a cannon into the pack of reds again. There's a bit of value if he plays it.
Not perfect by any means.
Yeah, he's unfortunate there. He really couldn't have played it better. He caught a red full ball. He'd have rather caught something half ball and got a few balls moving around there. There's this pink on though. He can play for the pink, so it's a bit of a shot to nothing this. If it goes in. Oh, brilliant shot.
29.
Yeah, he picked one out there, Clive, didn't he? He's given himself a good chance here. 29 the lead. Just wonder if he'll risk a little cannon here on the outside red. Yeah, that's well played.
$35. $36.
That's a visiting party of juniors from Wolverhampton. Paul Hunter Foundation enterprise that, set up to promote the game, particularly among the young, in memory of
42.
the late and much missed Paul Hunter, who died at the cruelly early age of 27 in 2007.
$43.
Paul, 3 times Masters champion, an all-round good bloke, much missed.
They do some good work, the
50.
Paul Hunter Foundation, Clive, don't they? Most of the big tournaments you go to now, they either have a stand there somewhere, or I know they travel the country as well, putting on little shows for the young
51.
up and coming players, and gets the interest going. Do a fantastic job.
They do, and it's also good that Paul Hunter's name is kept alive.
$58.
Now, he missed a black similar to this to win the last frame. I don't expect the same mistake this time.
59.
Say to win the frame, of course he needs a black in addition here, but full concentration, don't expect a mistake. Yeah, it's well played.
$66.
Well, Selby knows that he's going to be 3-1 down at the mid-session interval.
67.
That's the end of his aspirations for a century in this frame, though.
73. 73 in the frame. Stuart Bingham.
So with that 73 break, Stuart Bingham arrives at the mid-session interval with a 3-1 lead.
Welcome back to the first semi-final in the Champion of Champions tournament. It's Mark Selby against Stuart Bingham. Bingham has won 3 of the opening 4 frames and is ahead in the 5th, but Selby's at the table.
Well, 3-1 down's bad enough. 4-1 would be really serious.
1.
Again, though, it's not the easiest of chances to close out the frame.
6.
Sign of confidence here from Stuart. Quite happy to leave this mid-distance red.
7.
Just has to be careful here. I think he'll be playing a little soft stun on and off the cushion for the loose red. He doesn't have a whole lot of room to play with, so he has to control this properly. Pink, of course, will go back in its own spot, so I don't think he'll be playing any sort of cannon this time. You see it, just a little soft stun, controlled it beautifully.
13. 40.
He's coming round to look, is that a 3-ball plant?
$20. 21.
Must be close, he's got his eye on them, hasn't he? So it looks like he fancies it.
26.
Of course, we'll be springing the other 2 reds into the open here, so I would imagine that position's pretty automatic here, screwing back for choice of blue or pink. This is the key to the frame. If this goes in,
27. $33.
So this red is effectively, barring snookers, frame ball.
$34.
it's good stuff. It's top stuff, isn't it, from Stuart Bingham so far today, Clive? That even this break as well, there wasn't an awful lot when he came to the table. He's had the white and a string, potted
40.
a few nice balls as well. He's taking advantage just at the minute of every chance he gets.
Stuart Bingham. 40.
Well, that looks like 4-1 to Bingham, with Selby needing snookers. But with 4 reds left, it's a bit early to concede. Who knows? Free ball may come into the equation. Selby obtains a successful snooker.
Foul.
That's made Selby's predicament worse.
Stuart Bingham 4.
We mentioned earlier in this frame, it's been quite a while, Clive, since Mark Selby potted a ball. It's now 37.5 minutes. Of course, as I said, factoring in the interval, best part of an hour. He just wants to get his hand on the table, get a feel for things, pot a few balls. Precious little table time.
Mark Selby 1.
Well, he's playing on only to give himself time to settle, I feel. This frame has long since gone.
1. One in the frame. Stuart Bingham.
Bingham extends his lead to 4-1.
Need to take them high value colours, the other three open reds, that is. Stuart extracted himself from that problem. Kept himself in the frame.
Oh, another beauty.
little smile from Stuart, that was nice to see. Mark Selby, he's having a little grin to himself as well. Touch of a surgeon that was, wasn't it? Mark just saying to Stuart, what are you worried about? You know the angle. You just played it a minute ago. Yeah, good shot. And you, Clive, he did have plenty of practice at it, didn't he?
He got the line. Was trying to develop the two reds while retaining position on the
4.
one which was in the open, but that hasn't happened to perfection. Although he can still pot this.
Yes. 5.
And just in case he missed the pot, he decided maybe I'll just put Stuart back on there behind his yellow or brown. See if we can get out of it for a third time.
Mark Selby, 5.
Good shot, and as good an outcome as he could have hoped for.
Yeah, that was clever from Stuart, wasn't it, Clive? He got the bonus, of course, catching the red thinned, pushing the blue on. What it does mean, though, is Mark Selby's going to need one of the last 2 reds. Now, is there an angle for Stuart Bingham to develop those 2 reds? Oh, yeah, Mark walks back to his chair with a wry grin. That's what he's thinking.
One.
It was very simple. Cannon the 2 reds. He was bound to be on the blue. So this is where Bingham gets right back into the frame. And could even win it at this visit.
6.
Just a little bit disappointed with that shot. He wanted to hold the cue ball about 5 or 6 inches short of where it has gone, so he would have liked to have played the one down the cushion first. So, spotting this, he's looking for a decent angle on something. Get on that last red. That
7.
looks not bad on the pink. This time he's got the desired position in the red. So there's a couple of key shots coming up here.
13.
Spot this red and get a nice angle. Give himself a chance to attack that yellow.
Some distraction or other. Yet another mobile going off. And I'm certain that
Stuart
that
Bingham.
disturbed
30.
Bingham's concentration. It's going to cost him the frame. Pretty well for sure.
You see that, Clive? It's going to be difficult to get on that yellow, isn't it? Especially if he plays for the black here, because black, of course, would put him 27 in front, but that's what he's played for. It's far from certain to get on the yellow. But I know what you mean. He's passed up a good chance there, Stuart Bingham, hasn't he? That was a loose one, the red. I agree with you. Phone going off just upset his concentration.
Well, my faith in Selby's ability has been justified.
It's as good a call as you could ever make. What a shot that was, wasn't it? And it's a frame winner. Mark Selby, for sure now, is going to close to just 1 behind. And for all he's not played well so far to date, indeed he's not had a 50 break yet. He's 4-3. It's worrying times for Stuart Bingham. This guy, as we've mentioned, the master of the comeback as well.
17.
Battling on, grinding away, never giving up. Still capable of winning this match.
22. 28.
Mark Selby was 4-1 down,
28 from the
but
frame.
back-to-back
Mark
frames
Selby.
have reduced his arrears to 4-3. Having trailed 4-1, Selby has got it back to 4-3.
Thank you. Frame 8. Mark Selby to break.
Having lost the last 2 frames, Bingham needs to reassert himself.
Three.
He's
Four.
just butchered that one as Stuart Bingham there. And that could be end of break. I mean, I know he's still on the black, but where the red would come from, not certain. Say Clive, he needs to reassert himself. The last couple of frames, which have been duration of 48 minutes all told, he only scored 24 points in them. So he's had a lot of table time, low in confidence.
Stuart Bingham. 4.
Well, I guess the theory was roll the black in and take on red to right middle. But that was a tough pot and tight on the rail.
One.
Of all the top players I've seen, I think Mark Selby is the most effective poor form player.
Yes, I couldn't agree more with that, Clive. Seen him on occasion play really quite poor stuff for such a top player, and well, he's one of the top couple of ranked players in the world, isn't he? But as you say, in the face of adversity, more often than not, he gets his game together just in the nick of time. He done it last week in Antwerp, didn't he?
Yes, 3-1 down in the final.
9.
Against Ronnie O'Sullivan, 1-4-3. Not that he was playing poorly, but on the other hand, I think of a player as good as Stephen Hendry. He was not an effective poor form player. He was not the type of player to grind it out.
Yeah, good point. Stephen, as you say, he always wanted to be aggressive all the time, didn't he? He didn't ever really change his game the way Mark Selby does. He mixes it up, usually when he's not feeling his best out
14.
there. You could say another player like that from one of the best players in the history of the game is Jimmy White, wasn't
15.
he? You know, when Jimmy was off colour, he kept going for them. But Mark Selby's a bit different in that respect.
Nothing on. Of course, the so-called effective poor form players weren't playing poorly all the time. Mark Williams was another, won 2 world titles, but he also won a lot of matches very unspectacularly. You look down the score sheet and somehow or other he'd won 5-2, and his best 2 breaks were maybe 41 and 32.
Mark
Yeah,
Selby,
he's one of those
22.
players, Mark. Of course, he's still a top player. He's not here this week, but still very much a top player is Mark Williams. Very much in that kind of mould as well. A different kind of player, but he was he's not immediately thought of probably by the general public as a really clever player, but I can tell you anything but that. He's one of the most clever players you're ever liable to see playing this game.
Tough red to middle. Knew that he wasn't leaving anything if he missed it. Unless something had gone horribly wrong and the red he attempted had glided off the angle and gone over the baulk pocket.
Can you hear that? Take it down.
Stuart's just looking at the deep screw here. You would expect a few reds maybe to be brought into play here. I decided to play the little plant. He's hoping this red doesn't come down over the middle. And it has. He looks to the heavens because he knows he's given Mark Selby a decent little chance here. Wouldn't expect him to miss this. Over the right middle.
One.
Not many chances coming Bingham's way. He's become bogged down as Selby has dug his toes in. Selby was 4-1 down. Didn't seem to do anything very much in the next 2 frames, but won them both. And he's made the more promising start in this frame as well, as he tries to equalise at 4-all.
Like you said before, Clive, Mark Selby's a guy who doesn't need to play his best game to get the job done. But he has that happy knack of
6.
when it gets to crunch time, he ups his game, doesn't he?
Very often.
The red 2 down from the pink will go, I feel. Right corner. I cued that beautifully, Mark Selby there. This is a real chance now because he'll be pushing another couple of reds into the open.
11.
Just off straight in this red. Simple pink in the middle to follow.
Twelve.
Clever little shot, just holding the spot. I'll be hoping he has. Yeah.
18. 90. $24. 25.
This is starting to look like 4-all coming up
30.
from 4-1 down.
Yes, and almost in the last hour's play, Stuart Bingham's only scored 28 points. So he won't be feeling his best right now out
31.
there. You see Stuart knows this frame is gone now.
36.
To build himself up. Or effectively a best of
37.
3.
Sorry. 42. $43. 50.
Both players at 87% pot success,
51.
which is not that great for players of their standard. But you do have to admire Selby's
55.
competitive abilities.
56.
This is his highest break of the afternoon. He's come off winning
59.
a couple of tactical frames, and he kept it very
61.
tight. And now he's found another surge, more rhythm,
64.
and he's knocked these in very nicely.
$68. $73. Yeah. 73. No?
So a 73 break from Mark Selby brings him level. It's 4-all.
Welcome back to the opening semi-final in the Champion of Champions tournament. It's Mark Selby against Stuart Bingham. Bingham led 4-1 at one stage, but has been pegged back, with Selby winning 3 frames without reply. This is now the 9th, Selby at the table.
Well, none of the balls that Bingham can hit direct are reds that he wants to move, which is the reason why he's going for this very thin edge safety. Not quite as thin as I thought. And he's played it well enough to put that red safe as well. So the more reds go to safe positions, the better Bingham's lead of 52 looks. Had one 12-minute safety duel in this frame. This one's coming up towards 8 minutes.
The frame time just passes the half-hour mark. That's of little or no concern to these two players. Biggest frame of the match, this obviously. See, Clive, Stuart doesn't want to move any of these reds on the left side of the table. That's why he's looking for an alternative. It's favoured to keep those tied up for the time being. Just be forced into it, at least in playing it. Fancy him to play a good safety off it.
Good shot. Although it's not beyond the bounds of possibility that Selby can get to the potting angle on the red to the right.
Yeah, as we've been saying, Stuart didn't want to move those reds from the left side, and having moved the one he did there, the table all of a sudden just looks a different proposition, doesn't it? Especially if Mark Selby was to first half chance here. Oh, look at this. Brilliant. Doesn't deserve to go in off.
Foul.
Oh dear.
Stuart Bingham, 4.
Well, he'd worked so hard for that opening. It was a good long red, but now that the cue ball has dived into the middle pocket, Bingham's lead has increased to 56.
Yeah, no attempt at the pot here. The reason being, Stuart Bingham had gone for that pot there. There was every chance that if he missed it, it would wobble, maybe even spring the black and the other red into play. So say that's the last thing he wants.
Capacity crowd gripped by this struggle.
Now does the red to right middle pass that Stuart's just had a look at.
The first ball to be legally potted for 12 minutes. And it's given Bingham the chance to clinch the frame
8.
and go 1 up with 2 to play.
Thanks. 9.
He was unlucky, Mark Selby, there, wasn't he? After that terrific pot, the red, the shot to nothing, and off in the left middle. Part of the game, though.
16.
As you say, Clive. Stuart Bingham now with that advantage.
16 in the frame. Stuart
A
Bingham.
hard, grinding frame of 35 minutes, but Stuart Bingham has won it to lead Mark Selby by 5 frames to 4. 1 up with 2 to play.
Welcome back to the first semi-final in the Champion of Champions tournament. It's Mark Selby against Stuart Bingham. Bingham's early domination of this match has been tempered by Selby's fight back. Having trailed 4-1 at one stage, he drew level in the 8th, only for Bingham to once again take the lead. This is now the 10th frame. Bingham 1 away from a place in the final.
He's playing an aggressive shot here, I think. Follow through into the pack just to bring a few more reds into play. It's just fine.
7. Eight. 14. 1. Yeah.
Well, the kick has ruined his position.
50.
Yeah, it's an unusual kind of shot to get a kick, isn't it, Clive? Playing a little screw with the rest, but either way, he's out of position, but for the long blue. Fancy him to take it on. Probably favourite to pot it, so worth playing, but but you could have expected something much easier than this. He's made a stern stuff, this boy Clive, isn't he, Mark Selby?
Yes, even when he's not playing well, he's very difficult to nail.
Mark Selby, 20.
Well, hit that almost full in the face in the end. Second thoughts as to how to play this.
Thanks. 1.
Good shot that with the rest. Doesn't have the ideal angle on the brown. Blue may be a bit thin for comfort, so there's plenty of work to do here. Managed to get any kind of position on the next red.
Five. Six.
Those last two shots he's played right out of the top drawer. He can feel better. Frame and match winning opportunity just yet, but chance to lay the foundations, the building blocks.
12. $13. $19. $20.
Now then, this looks like a good angle. So if he wishes, play this with a lot of top spin and a lot of pace. Disturb those reds around the black area here. I'd like to see him play it with a little bit more pace, but if he's got through the gap,
Yeah.
he's okay. Can he get through that gap to the red on the left?
26.
I think so. Sorry, my mistake. There's plenty of room. He's absolutely plumb perfect here, Stuart Bingham.
$27.
Match winning chance.
33.
It's clever there, going back up for the pink. Get rid of this red that's hampering the black spot. Plays this properly. Nothing to do with the cue ball off the next black, so there's pressure.
34.
foresee any problems. It's a nice shot to play this. He's playing effectively for a choice of 2 reds. He'd rather be on. He may just drop it, and in fact, played for a choice of 2, as I say. Maybe a little bit straight in the one to the left corner, so
41.
33 the lead, 2 more reds required.
$42.
$40 in front.
48.
So this red is effectively match ball. Even without a colour, Selby already needs 2 snookers. And that pink surely removes
55.
any scintilla of doubt about the outcome.
56.
These players have produced 3 hours 17 minutes of unremitting endeavour.
Stuart Bingham, 56.
It has been lacking inspiration, but barring something remarkable, Bingham has won by 6 frames to 4.
Yes, every credit to Stuart Bingham, Clive, today. He started off the match well, didn't he? Got a 4-1 lead. As we expected, Mark Selby did come back at him. The last couple of frames, he's restricted Mark Selby to just 29 points.
I remember once in the European Open in Lyon, Nigel Bond needed 4 snookers in the deciding frame to beat Australia's John Campbell, and got them. But that kind of recovery perhaps happens only once in a lifetime, in a decider anyway.
Foul. Mark Selby, 4.
Selby still 44 behind with only 27 on.
Yeah, there's no cause for alarm, is there? Still 5 4-point penalty snookers would be needed for Mark Selby. I think he's pretty much resigned. The fact that he's going to come up a bit short in this ITV Champion of Champions.
Well, I'm tempted to say that Selby would have more chance of winning the lottery than winning this frame, but it's a point of honour with him to battle on, battle it out to the last.
2.
Selby
Stuart Bingham, 2.
has defences of the UK Championship and the Masters to look forward to. But unless something, well, unprecedented happens, he won't be playing in the inaugural final of the Champion of Champions. The evening semi-final will feature 5 times world champion Ronnie O'Sullivan against current world number 1 Neil Robertson. And the survivor of that will be playing Stuart Bingham tomorrow for a first prize of £100,000. I don't think there's any way that Selby would be playing on if this wasn't the last frame, or at least the losing frame.
Yeah, he's fought gallantly, hasn't he, Mark Selby? We know he always does, but he's just come up short today. He'll be disappointed with his own performance, that's for sure.
Yes, lacking inspiration is the way I would put it. Bingham has been the heavier scorer. He won 2 frames in a single scoring visit, 74 in the first, 73 in the fourth. And his next highest break has been the invaluable 56, which has carried him over the line in this frame.
Stuart Bingham's not been at his best today either, but he's been definitely the better player. Use a golf term, it's not how, it's how many, isn't it? Key number today, Stuart Bingham win this 6 frames to 4.
Frame and match.
So a long grinding battle ends with Stuart Bingham earning his place in tomorrow's inaugural Champion of Champions final. He beats Mark Selby by